Can you smell it? Fermenting mash. So we're here at Jack Daniel's, super excited. For our second pick, I want to give a special shout out to Evan from A&B Liquor Store over in Michigan, man. I called a bunch of liquor stores and they kind of blew me off. Never got back to me or just offered me something I completely didn't want. But this is the guy that actually took my request seriously, called me back. So if you guys want to do a barrel pick as well, hit him up.
It goes through a barrel selection process. We have a master panel, so we'll put a lot up of maybe 800 or 1,000 barrels. It'll age in the warehouse, at the top floor of a warehouse, wood warehouse. We'll run a master panel on it, which means they'll go in and sample. We'll run the master panel, and we'll approve or not approve the lot for single barrel. Once it's approved for single barrel, what we do is select barrels out of that lot for this program, so that so many will come to this program. The rest of that lot gets ran as stock or just through the regular single barrel. No, they're all about the same age. There should be some differences across the palate, of course, when you're tasting these, because they are made on different days. They're putting different sets of barrels. Rye's a little different. They may come out of the same warehouse, but it might be different sizes of warehouse. But all three of these come out of two different warehouses, and there's a pretty good distinction. You can kind of almost tell which ones came out of which one, just because two were closer than maybe that other one. 218 is the one the two barrels come out of, is warehouse 218, which is track 2, which is a couple miles down the road, where most of our wood warehouses are actually. And one of them comes from warehouse 104, which is actually right here behind us, right over here on the hillside, right next to us. If you walked out, you could almost see it if the trees weren't full. So that's where it's from. So it's track 1 is here. So we have track 1, track 2, and track 3, which is a couple more miles down the road. We got track 3 only has 9 wooden warehouses on it. So there's 47 warehouses at track 2 that you can put single barrel in, and then there's 12 up here that can hold single barrel. So. I don't know if it's
straight from the barrel.
Significant amount of difference.
3 options here. The flight.
It's really more about your aging. Like if I take a
haven't
barrel,
tasted anything yet.
And
but
I'll take
just from the nose, one really stands out. Sample number 3. Number 3 is so
on the upper floor of the warehouse. You can almost chew the
so deep and so dark.
But of course, so we'll move our 10 or 12-year-olds. It'll get moved down. It's gonna stay at the top all the time. But all of our other barrels stay where they're at. Because we don't want to
oh my God,
mess them up. I just don't want to go move them. Don't want to lose yield.
Can you go a lot
we
longer
don't.
on the lower
I think I'm in love from the very first sip.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
it's so good.
Not as high. So you can spend a lot more time if you put it on a lower floor.
I never had a Jack
Now
Daniel's
you may
rye.
want some of that aging from there.
This
like
good.
An aged product.
Incredible.
You might age
Holy
on that
shit.
For several years, and then move it to a middle
Oh my
or
God.
something, or where maybe we get here.
Yeah.
So bourbon
Really nice rye taste.
It's basically
Big cherry.
barrels.
Uh,
is what they're trying to
deep,
do. Now,
mature oak,
they've cut
not
back
like
a lot
obnoxious
on that
oak, but like really amazing
because
oak.
they're seeing a little bit warmer
So much
temperatures
heat.
now in Kentucky than they
It
saw
complex. I
30
mean, it's
years
well
ago. So they come back
balanced,
a little. Still cycle,
and
but they may not get
the
as many
taste
cycles
lingers.
in
The
or
finish
as
goes
many
on and on and
far.
on and on and on, man.
To go move the barrels is crazy.
This one,
If
number
they just
3
move
is.
them around for any other reason. That's
Oh my
nuts.
God.
All right. First, I would say that these picks are fantastic. I have 4 bottles of the single barrel rye, and 2 of these already beats those 4, and then the third one is kind of in the middle. The first one, I got a nose of apple, and it was more kind of like in line with the other barrel proofs that I've had, the barrel proof ryes that I've had before. It was fantastic. It was probably on the taste, it was the sweetest I've had of the barrel rye. It's definitely up my alley. Nothing can be too sweet in my opinion. Number 2, I had the nose was vanilla, but it did have a little bit of ethanol on it. And then on the taste, it just wasn't as sweet as the first one, but it was stronger, and I did enjoy that and had a little bit of a sweet oak finish. And then the third one, I feel kind of blew it out of the park. Is by far the best barrel proof rye I've ever tasted. The nose was just clear fruit. It was just berries. I loved it on the nose. And even though I thought the first was actually slightly sweeter, but I felt like the third was much stronger, and so then the taste was concentrated, and so I felt it was very sweet. And to me, it was by far the best.
A lot of flavors coming in.
Nickel drops, the sun drop, and
Oakiness.
so.
Oh yeah,
When I moved down here,
this is really good.
So far, I'm sure this could change, but one is pretty sweet up front, pretty balanced. I like it.
new job.
It's not really doing much real special for me.
Somewhere else. You know.
Number two, at first I found it to be proofier than the other two, but not necessarily in a good way. It was a little ethanol-y to me at first, but as I went through them and I came back to it, kind of the ethanol went away a little bit, and it's kind of starting to become my favorite of the three. At first, 3 was my favorite. I still kind of feel 3 is kind of most balanced, but it has some savory and some spice on the end that kind of lingers around a little longer than I like.
Number 1, I think, is the classic flavor we're used to. Number 2 has a good amount of proof on it, and it cycles through the mouth, nostrils for the wonderful experience. And number 3 has a beautiful smell, aroma, and is more complex than the other two. So I'm leaning towards number 3 at the moment.